What it do? What it do? What's going on, everybody? How are you doing today on October 21st? In case you don't know, I am Lee Black. I'm the host of Real Talk for Real Men, and welcome to a live edition of our show this weekend. Missed you guys. I've been off on vacation for a week, and I had myself a blast, but I'm glad to be home, glad to be back, and I'm glad to be able to share a little bit of time with you guys. So welcome if this is your first time on Real Talk, as we call it for short. This is an opportunity to have a little fun on Saturdays. So I missed you guys. We're live every Wednesday, every Saturday. And so this is the time to tune in. Don't forget to comment, like, share the channel, and subscribe. We're still building, still doing our thing. And so you can find us on your YouTube and Facebook. You can look directly for the name Real Talk for Real Men, or you can look under the TFG banner and find us under TFG Ratchet, because on Real Talk, we tend to talk grown, a little bit raw, a little bit real, no, a lot real, a lot raw. And so please don't take none of this serious. We're having a good time, but we also welcome all opinions. So as your host, welcome. And I want to bring in my co-host from Memphis. This is Miss McMack. Tasha, what's going on, McMack?
Nothing. I'm good. How are you?
All right. Well, you know what? I'm doing good myself, feeling good today. Sometimes nothing is okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes nothing is okay. I see we got a loyal viewer, Terrence Cuzzo. What's happening? Good to see you. Missed you guys. And so, of course, I missed you, McMack. I was going on vacation, but in case you
Mhm.
guys don't know, Tasha and I, we talk all the time. So today, what are we talking about? So last week I was gone on vacation and I was celebrating a 50th anniversary party with my boy, my nephew, Jay. Many of you seen him on the show many times, So it's not only family, but he's a friend. And so that's my ace from way back. We go back like car seats and 8-track tapes, in case y'all don't know. And so all of the skeletons are buried with Black and Jay, and we're gonna die before we tell shit. I'm just telling you right now. So just so you know, we're gonna have a little fun today on the Saturday shows. We kind of like to keep it light. So I wanted to really just be able to talk about, the event that I went to, and because it really brought up a lot of feelings that I wanted to kind of share with the group. And so today's show is really about family and friends, moments in time. So as I was talking to Tasha about this, and I always bounce these ideas off of her, in case you guys don't know, right now, here being October, fall, daylight saving time is coming up on November, I think the 5th or something like that. Right now, everywhere they're celebrating homecoming. I even saw a video with Diddy on this love tour, and he went to his alma mater, Howard University, gave them $1 million. Go ahead, Diddy, ain't mad at you. And all over the place they're celebrating. And so I might even have family here today. It might just be me and McMack, because I know DJ, I know some people are out celebrating homecoming. This is homecoming time. So it's that time of year where you get together, you reminisce about, you know friends, family, school. So for you, Tasha, I know this is a loaded question, but how are you feeling at this time of year for you when we're celebrating homecoming, family and friends? Where are you at, mentally and emotionally? Because that's where I want to go with this.
I'm in the same place as always.
Okay.
I mean, for me, this is, as far as weather goes, this is more of my favorite time of the year. But as far as like the time of year itself and like what it means, usually like a lot of gatherings and get-togethers, that is not me. I'm not exactly just the warm and fuzzy feeling type of person. So,
Gotcha. So, and I get that. I truly get that. And for the most part, I'm that way. I do get a little bit melancholy around this time of year. We get ready to head into holiday season. But let's talk about this event. So, last weekend, I went to Little Rock, Arkansas to celebrate my partner's 50th anniversary. And this is what I told him. What started very small, I simply said, for a man, the 50th birthday is the last real birthday that a guy is going to celebrate. In my opinion, that's of any importance. Of course, you value every time you turn another year old. But I think for men, and I want to get your opinion on this, Tasha, because I want to know how women feel about birthdays. But I think for men, it's a true accomplishment to get to be 50 years old. And I don't take that for granted. And one of my really lifelong friends, his birthday was a couple of days ago. rest in peace, Steve Pettigrew.
Mhm.
And literally a few days ago, when I had gotten back, it was his birthday. Oh, what's going on, brother Ken? How you doing?
What's up?
Good to have
Long
you, my
time,
brother.
no
Missed you, my
long.
brother. I'm glad you
Yeah,
could join us. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
appreciate you. Yes, sir. So we're talking about family and friends and moments in time. And so one of my close lifelong friends, somebody I had known ever since I was 17 years old, it was his birthday a few days ago, and he would have been 53 years old. And so rest in peace, rest in heaven, as people would say. Um, and the thing of it is, I don't take for granted what it means to get to that milestone as a man to make it to 50 years old. Tasha, for women, when do women for I know you can't speak for all women, so just for yourself or just what you might your opinion, when do women reach that do women reach a point where birthdays doesn't matter anymore? Because for me, I
I
said
don't think
50.
I,
Really?
I honestly I don't think so. But I would even challenge it. Even I would challenge that thinking even for men. I think, and only because with the generation like as they are right now, and certain generations who are in their 50s, the way that they're upkeeping themselves, I think that I think you're going to still see some of the big parties for those other milestones,
Wow.
60,
Wow.
65, 70, because I could easily see, some men just
Right.
being just so stuck up, like, look at me, like, look how good I look for my age. And of course, I would say for some women, I think that's why I don't think that it ever changes for women, because it's always look how good I look.
I got it. I got it. Brother Kenny, when you cross that half century plateau each year, what does birthdays mean for you?
Birthdays, I celebrate my born day more so than any other holiday, and I know
Okay.
some people don't.
Okay.
For me, that's another trip around the sun, man, is a blessing
Absolutely.
that the good Lord give you. So I think your born day should be celebrated.
Right.
Uh, you
Now,
know,
do you go all out or is this just something
I, I,
individually?
I, 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 I mean, for me, going all out isn't that much because I'm a
Okay.
low key type of cat.
Okay.
But for
Okay.
my born day, I do go all out.
Okay.
It's all about me on that day. I'm gonna do whatever my heart desires. I'm gonna, whatever I want to do. If it's just me by myself, I'm gonna celebrate it.
I
So
love it.
yeah,
I
I
love it.
definitely, I definitely, I definitely celebrate born days.
I love it. Hey, Carol, how
What's
you
up,
doing,
Carol?
sweetheart? Thanks for
What's happening?
joining.
Hmm.
And this my baby girl, Miss Yana. Hey, what's going on,
How you
sweetheart?
doing, Miss
Yeah.
Miles?
Yana was at the celebration with us
Oh,
last
okay.
weekend. This time last week, this time we were just leaving the hotel, getting ready for the 50th anniversary. And I'm going to show you some clips. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. So in case you haven't seen my page, for those who haven't, I want to bring you in on this celebration because we had a magnificent time and it was just magnificent. And before I show this first clip, and I want to show you how it kicked off, let me set the stage. It was a theme party and the theme was New Jack City, And what was cool about this event was 25 years ago, 25 years ago, Jay and myself, we had the party to end all parties. 25 years ago, literally, it was the best party that I had ever been to. Maybe I'm biased, but it was the party to end all parties. It was at that time when I was 31 years old. My God, I was in my element. I was doing my thing. I was fit. I was trim. I was, dare I say, I was sexy. So I was out there doing my thing. And what was the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you know how you wonder, we have social media and you wonder, well, what happened to this person, to that person? And 25 years later, for us to kind of come full circle, this party gave people an opportunity to see what is Black and Jay been up to. Now, obviously, I'm sitting here, still 6 feet above ground. I'm fat, I'm old, I look like a big fat raccoon, but guess what? As they say in The Color Purple, dear God, I'm still here. A nigga is still kicking around this motherfucker.
Already.
And so
Yeah.
I'm going to share some pictures so you can see how we're doing. But Miss Carolyn says, I'm about to celebrate my 70th trip around the sun. I
Already, Miss
can't wait.
Carol.
This is truly a wait. God bless you, Miss Carolyn. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Man, that
That's
is a
awesome.
blessing and that's what we're going to be talking about, the value and blessing of family and friends, especially as we age and being able to really show appreciation because you know what, folks? People don't last forever.
Mm.
They don't last forever. And that's where I was going with this. So let me share my screen. This is Harold's 50th anniversary. And let me cue this thing up. And so I want you guys to be able to enjoy. And we're gonna go from here. And yeah, I want to let me cue it up. So I want to get it to the beginning where you guys can see how it kicked off. You probably know I posted some of this. So let's share my screen. This is New Jack City themed birthday party, 50th anniversary. And this is probably for us the last true birthday we are going to be celebrating, So let me know. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So this is Nino Brown himself coming to set this fucker off. We were asked to be at this party 7:30 promptly. Quite naturally, some people they start showing in late, but I was there early. And in fact, when Nino comes in, I am the fat metaverse G Money. You'll see I'm the first person he's gonna greet, but I'm G Money. If you watch the movie, had G Money lived, if he was black, fat, and with diabetes, that's who I was. I'm that G Money. So here is Nino Brown kicking shit off. Here we go. Say 5-0. And that's me right there. Nino set it off. I'm going to share with you guys some more highlights from the evening just to kind of give you a little bit of what was going on. That's the wife right there who put all of it together. She has her own business where she designs. It was absolutely epic, magnificent. She did a magnificent job.
Yes, she did. She did.
And did it. So if you
It
want
was
anybody
dope.
plan events, let me shout out Tiara Clark. It was epic. She did her thing. That's my boy, his wife, and one of his children. Uh, uh, and then this is the kids, the wife and the kids. Those are all of his children. Now, well, some of them are missing. I think a couple of them are missing, but those are on this picture. Those are his children. So to be
That's
able
awesome.
to come out to celebrate their dad.
Right.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Two of his sons,
That's awesome.
you know, and that's one I want to go with this to his daughters. One of his daughters is in the military. She could make it. She's stationed in Germany. So
how many kids does he have?
oh Lord, so 6 or 7. Let me say it that
Oh,
way.
okay.
Depending on what day you ask him.
Okay. Let me ask you guys a question. Had you ever had a significant other throw a big born day bash for you?
No, I've never experienced that.
I haven't either.
That's why, Brother Kenny, this was absolutely epic for her to do it in the fashion that she did. She put this thing together, and I'm going to be sharing you some other scenes where you see us partying and dancing, and it was absolutely, the word I described, it was epic. It was absolutely epic. And that's her parents right there, his wife's parents.
Okay.
And that's his son and one of the homegirls there. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. There's some stories behind some of these pictures as I get into telling you behind the scene events, but it was in downtown Little Rock where you're looking at right there. The hotel you see behind him, that's where we were staying. We literally could walk across the street to the venue, walk right out the hotel and walk across the street to the venue. It was planned to perfection. It was absolutely brilliant the way it was set up. That's Brother Derek. He's pops on the show all the time. What's up, D?
Oh, okay. That's
okay. And again, folks, in case you want to know, there was some women at this joint. There was some women at this joint right here. Yes, sir. Yes, it was. Brother Bruce, shout out. That's Jay's best friend in Little Rock. That's his homeboy right there, and his wife. And again, you're starting to get some looks. So that's another G Money. He pulled it off probably better than I did. But hey, I did what I did. And yeah, and now again, these are nephews of mine. So it was so magnificent to see these kids as they've grown up into young men. And again, a lot of these people I didn't know, uh, friends and family, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful scene. Just a
Yeah,
beautiful scene.
that's awesome.
You
That's what's
know,
up.
that's his younger brother, Terry, young little big brother, as you can see,
Yeah.
standing on the left.
Yeah, Terry, your nephew,
Yes, sir. Yes,
the
sir.
the videographer, right?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Terry. He owns his own company, Vanna
Right,
Black, doing
right.
big things out there. Terry's doing his thing. That's literally his baby. That's the in another less than a year, he will be an empty nester. That's his youngest child, the only one still living at home.
Mm,
And he's set to graduate, and they're planning a big cruise to send him off properly. So they are doing the damn thing. They've weathered the storm as parents. They fought the fine fight, and they've done a magnificent job. It hadn't been easy, and that's what I wanted to celebrate and talk about today is family and friends and the value of this. And so, yes, that's what's going on. And then I got Big Head Sis popping in from New York. What's going on, sis?
what up, Sherry?
What's up, y'all? I
What's
kitty, I
Yes,
good?
thought
dear.
Hey, what's
That
good?
is sis. And y'all don't know how good it feels to see my sis smile because, in case you don't know, every day of her life she's carrying a heavy load. She carries a complete load of caring for our 88-year-old mom. So she's there every day. So it was beautiful to have my sister there, and it's just take some pressure off her. In case you guys don't know, Miss Yana, who's a friend of the show, and day one, as she said, it was beautiful. Miss Yana is carrying the same type of I will call it a burden. She's carrying that load. She cares for her elderly parents. And so to have them to come to share this, it was just magnificent. But then to get away for a little bit and celebrate,
Right.
Miss Carolyn said that was awesome. Miss Carolyn
Mhm.
says, me either. I'll probably throw my own. Hey, when if I could get to your place, Miss Carolyn, I don't blame you one bit, sweetheart. Celebrate yourself for sure. The super famous Toria, how you doing?
Hey,
We
what's
had
up,
a
Miss Tori?
magnificent time, no doubt about it. So they just shout outs. So anyway, with that said, folks, it was just a beautiful time to celebrate family and friends. So yeah, I'm gonna get into a little bit more, sharing you a little bit more. But what I want to broach, the subject of is just talking about the value of what do you guys think about. Kenny, you asked a good question about has anybody thrown you an event like that? I've never had, a significant other. Now, my situation is a little different. So I'll ask you in particular, Tasha and Sherry. I am an inactive Jehovah's Witness. So when I
Mhm.
was married, we didn't celebrate birthdays, holidays, things like that. And then, of course, I backslid and went all the way down, and here I am today doing shit that I do. And so, since that time, I've had, women in my life that, you know what? I've never had anybody throw me an event like that. What about, you, Sherry or Tasha? Has anybody, ex-boyfriend or family, ever celebrated you to this extent? I am curious.
Mm, I don't think so. Not that I could recall. No. Not having
Wow.
like a big event like that. No.
Okay. What about you, sis?
yeah, I had a epic event. You was there.
Okay. I do look, it wasn't mine to share, so I wanted you to tell however you want to tell it.
Yeah, I had a party, and people came from other places, and they talked about that uh, for a long time. But it would have been talked about. It was talked about so much that I had people coming to the party disguising at they self because they said to me that people was saying that party was so good going on, and they said that they boyfriends was there. I had wives showing up looking like men disguised, and they said, "You don't remember, Freddie?"
I was definitely there, and it was a great party. Now, this is where I'm going with this though. But sis, it was not like the South. The
No,
South does something very different, and that's why I want to share with my viewers. This was a grown and sexy party, and I would like to hope that maybe we have swung the pendulum back, because when I don't go out here in Atlanta. I don't I stopped going out a long time ago. So I'm curious for you guys, what type of event would you go out to at this stage in your life? And I'm asking that because living right in the heart of Buckhead, there's there's shit going on all around me. I literally could go out every night if I wanted to. But when I hear about what happens at parties now, and the young folks, they have this thing called standing on couches. That's, I guess, a sign that they're having the time of their life, that they literally stand on couches. And even in this event, when we were asked to get there early, when you walk in the venue, the very beginning, there is the white couches with the supposedly the VIP section, and we were asked to sit in that section. As soon as I walked in, folks, I said, I'm not sitting there. It was very low, this and that. I went to towards the back of the club. I wanted to sit in a real seat with my back, and I wanted to be where I could see out. I'm like Dillinger. I don't want nobody walking behind me and shit. So I wanted to be able to see out and see everybody coming in. But I'm for me, I love that this venue was a grown folks event. Well, guess what? The entire song got played. They had a live band. It was a 90s old school music. So to me, the best era of music was being played. For you guys, what type of event will get you out at this stage right now? What do you go to? Any sports bar, club, or what type of event would you go to?
I ain't going to no event. I ain't going to no event. Now it would have to be pretty like I would have to be like begged to like go to like an event.
Okay.
Like unrelenting, just please, 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 please. I have to have you there kind of thing. Because if
Okay.
there's any way that I could, like get out of it, oh, I'm gonna get out of it going.
So let me ask you something, Tasha, because once upon a time, you and I went out all the time. What was it that made you stop going? And when you say being begged, what would that event have to look like for you to even go?
For me, what really made me stop going is I I got the sense that a lot of the people that started going out weren't going necessarily to have a good time. They were going more like to looking for a confrontation, looking for a problem.
Wow.
That's why I stopped going out.
Wow. Wow.
And as far as like an event, for like something, you know, I I I don't know. Like I couldn't call it. It would
Okay.
really have to be like on a case by case basis.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Brother Kenny, for you, because I know we're both single guys and whatnot. Do you go out at all? Sports bar, clubs? When's the last time you've been to a venue, and what gets you out of the house, and what would be your preference to make you go to something?
The answer to the question, when's the last time I actually went out
Wow.
for just to man, man, it's been so long. I couldn't even
Wow. Wow.
tell you
Wow.
that. But what would get me out at this stage, man, it has to be something where it's maybe some nice music, some live music, some jazzy type stuff. Where it's a little bit more of an intimate setting, where it's not a lot of people, where you can talk and have a conversation. It has to be that type of setting, really, to get for me to just want to get dressed and go out. If it ain't that, nah, I'm chilling.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said it. Sis, same thing for you. You live in New York City. You know, do you go out? When's the last time you've been out? And what does it take to get you to get dressed and go out at this stage?
I don't go out anymore. Some of the same reasons Tasha said. People don't go out to have a good time for me, and some of the reasons you said. Cutting in the music and all this standing on couches. I leave it to my daughter. I'm just not with it. People don't know. They don't know how to go out and have a good time. So if as far as if it's not a family type of event like a baby shower
Right.
or something like that,
Right.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
oh my God. And that's why I said, I hope maybe we've started something here. Miss Toria, it was absolutely beautiful. The venue was magnificent. I don't, the pictures really even didn't do it justice. So I'm going to share with you some more insight into what was going on. But what makes a good party? When this idea was born about even putting this together, something that me and my boy learned a long, long time ago. And I've seen parties that Diddy's thrown and the Beverly Hills Housewives, this, that, and the other famous people, and you look in on social media. Do you know there's three things? Sometimes people overthink it. There's three things that me and my boy we talked about when this idea was born 6 months ago: lighting, music, and liquor. If you get those right, we felt like everything else would fall into place. Have you ever been to an event? You walk in and it's so lit up right in the beginning. It just you know you feel like everybody's watching you. And I see so far too many events where it's so lit up because everybody want to be seen. Not to mention the fact that the music, when you get to an event, if the music is not already there to set the mood, and you have to wait for the band to set up and wait for it to come on, and then I've seen people walking in and out because it's not quite ready. You know, then you talk about liquor. This event had a cash bar, but because the place was rented out, they had complete control over it. So guess what most of us did, being that the hotel was walk right across the street.
Right.
We brought our liquor in and we had it on the table in plain sight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so even though a lot of people did go up to the bar, we sat there and we poured our own self, poured our own poison, as they say. And again, we got there on time. And so the music was already playing. When people were walking in, the lighting, everything was set. So I'm going to share with you a little bit more what was going on. Tori said, we were just invited to a cousin's 50th party that did not start until 8 p.m. until 3 a.m. We did not go, but our niece FaceTimed us, went all over the venue. We could speak to everyone, but we passed. Wow. Wow. Miss Stacy says, good evening. How you doing,
What's up,
Stacy?
Miss Stacy?
Good
How
to
you
see you,
doing?
sweetheart. And so let me share the screen. And so give you a little bit more insight. And I'll tell you the song he came into, I picked that selection. Here I go. That's what set it off.
That was the perfect selection too.
Just to kick it off.
Yeah.
And when we was doing this little feature I'm about to show you, this was the other song that I selected. And I said had to be played in a New Jack City themed party with an old school music event. So let's check this out and give you guys a little bit more and what was popping off. And this had that little thing where the camera goes all around you and you were able to pick up signs. So this I thought was pretty cool. And so as you see, Nino Brown, he's the birthday king. Do your thing, homeboy.
Showing up, making that cash in the club, cutting up. Girls in the club showing up, making that cash in the club, cutting up. Girls in the club showing up, making that cash in the club, cutting up.
I love the looks on people's faces as this is going around.
Making that cash in the
From seeing the D's. From seeing the D's.
in the club showing up, making that cash.
Both of those are his daughters.
Girls
Go
in
ahead,
the club
Nino.
showing up, making that
That's awesome, man.
club cutting up. Girls in the club showing up, making that
From seeing the
showing up, making that cash in the club cutting
And as it spins around, you can actually see inside of the club too.
making that cash in the
Yeah,
club.
that's
Notice the
dope.
background, the lighting,
Right.
The club
the
showing
setup was
up,
absolutely
making that
magnificent.
cash in the club cutting up. Girls in
From seeing the D's.
the club showing
From seeing the
That's
D's.
dope.
club
From seeing the D's.
in the club showing up.
From seeing the D's.
In the club
Yes,
showing
sir.
up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was just some of the fun things. I'm gonna pop. I want to show y'all some more. Then we'll kind of talk a little bit more about some things that happened. And this one, let me share my screen again. It has your boy, your fat boy, doing this thing on this one.
Oh, okay. All right, G Money. All right.
Yes, indeed. All right, so here we go.
I
Let me.
Making that cash.
see you, G. I see you.
Girls in the club show love, making that cash and
Fuzzy and the
I see you, G Money.
cash and
Go on there, brother.
girls in the club show love, making that cash in the
Oh,
Oh,
man,
shit.
that's dope. That's dope, bro.
girls in the club show love, making that cash in
Fuzzy and the
the club show love, making that cash in the
This was a cool little feature that didn't cost you anything and was sent to your phone, so everybody got to keep this as a keepsake. I thought was a brilliant idea.
making that
Fuzzy and the
It was a nice little feature to be able to keep things. I got several of them up myself.
girls in the club show love, making that cash in the club cutting up.
Fuzzy and the
Girls in the club show love, making
I'm a
that
vibe.
cash in
Go
the
ahead,
club
baby.
cutting up.
Yeah.
Girls
There's a
in
story
the
behind
club
this,
show
folks. It was
love,
almost more than
making
just a
that
vibe,
cash in
but I'm
the
going to leave that
club
alone.
cutting up.
Fuzzy and the
Girls in the club show love,
Which, when I come off, I want to talk about that
girls in
part.
the club show love, making
Men
that
don't cheat.
cash in the club.
Fuzzy and the
Girls in the club show love, making that
See,
cash in the
you
club.
know, in this way.
Fuzzy and the
Girls in the club show love,
It's
making
right
that
there, folks,
cash in the
with
club.
the little shimmy thing. Oh, my
Girls
God.
in the club show
These three right
love,
here,
making
it was
that
something else.
cash in the
I
club.
got to tell you. Jay was wagging that ass. I promise you, folks.
Making
Jay
that
was doing
cash
his
in
thing.
Fuzzy and the
the club show love, making that
I
cash in the
love
club.
that we were allowed to come to dress comfortable,
Girls in the club show
be in our
love,
element. So
making
again,
that
with that
cash in
theme,
the club.
notice how people were dressed where they could really party.
Fuzzy
You
and the
didn't have that uptightness.
Show love,
Right.
making that cash in the club.
Fuzzy and the
Now,
Show love,
if there was one
making that
negative,
cash in the
it's
club.
these two rat bitches right here.
Girls in the club show love,
If there was one negative, these is the only two bitches that almost got cussed out by me.
girls in the club show
And you
love,
can tell by the way they
making
had
that
dressed,
cash in the club.
they truly halfway didn't belong.
Girls in the
I
club
can't tell
show
if these two
love,
bitches are pregnant or
making
not.
that cash
The way
in
Yeah,
some
I'm,
of you
I'm
have
with you
told
on
me.
that.
the club. Show love,
Especially that one in the striped jersey
Yeah.
or whatever.
I
She
halfway
look like
think
she
these,
expecting.
yeah, I have both of these bitches. Look at her right there. With a bra showing and a
Yeah,
short
you
put
right.
down.
She look like she
Fuzzy and
expecting.
the
Now this is my homegirl, Laria, dressed as Keisha. Go ahead, Keisha.
Okay.
Go ahead, Keisha. Just she had to look
Fuzzy and
down.
the
Great fun. These ladies had a ball. They showed out.
Fuzzy
They
and
really
the
did. And as you can see, different age groups. Again, I love how people were able to come comfortable. So it's a venue where you didn't have to feel like you had to get super dressed up. And to see grown folks have a good time and do their thing was just magnificent. So yes, it was a good time to be had for sure, for
How
sure.
long did she? How long did his your nephew's wife plan this? What did the
Oh my
planning
God,
start?
the planning started on this. To be truthful with you, that the concept of it was born probably about 7, 8 months ago,
Okay, I
and
figured about almost a
yeah,
year. I would
yeah,
thought. Okay, gotcha.
and that's the thing. Throwing an event like this, it takes a tremendous amount of planning
Right.
if you're going to do it right.
Yeah.
And so this was so well organized. Again, Tiara, she has a design business on the side, and this was the first time that she did this all on her own without her design partner, and it just was absolutely magnificent. She did just a brilliant job. But yeah, the planning of this and the true planning of it started execution of it probably about 2 months ago, where nothing was left to chance. Literally what songs was going to come on. The live band was so good, they were supposed to play just one set and get the crowd right ripped up. Man, it was one of the best live bands I've ever seen.
Gotcha.
I've ever
Okay.
seen. So it was just again a beautiful affair. But I want to talk about another part about family events like this, especially when Again, this is 25 years later. And I want to ask the family, a question about this. Do you think you can recapture magic when it's years later? What do you guys think about family? I'm talking about familiar relationships when you haven't seen somebody for 15 years, romantic relationships. What are your thoughts on being able to recapture the magic you once had? I'm curious.
That's a really good question. I think it depends on how regardless if it's family relationships, romantic friendships, whatever. I just depend. It depends on in that time span. Was there any communication? Were you staying in touch?
Okay.
If it was infrequent, if you only spoke or whatever, with technology now you can FaceTime, whatever. If you only reached out to that person every blue moon, then no, I don't think you can recapture that magic. I don't think that family connection can be rekindled. I mean, but you can begin from there and try to start anew, but what you once had probably is what was once you was had, and it was. So you probably got to leave it there and just kind of try to start anew, in my opinion.
I love you. This is why this man is my brother from another mother. He really and truly is. Sherry and Tasha, that for you, what do you think as women? Can you recapture that magic? Imagine going to an event and seeing an old love, old family that you haven't seen. What do you stand on being able to recapture the magic? Sherry, I'm only muting you a little bit because of the interference, okay? So, so I'll let you go first, sis. What do you think about that? Seeing an old love, an old boyfriend, but not just even a romantic, seeing old family members, cousins, nieces, nephews. What do you think about recapturing that magic that once was?
That's kind of hard to do because a lot of people, you know, um, you be so out of touch with them, and even family members sometimes, you don't get to, have it all under the same roof
Right.
like that. You know.
Yep. Yep. What about romantically? Do you think you can ever go back and pick up where you left off with an old love?
No.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Tasha, Tasha's my best friend, and I truly don't know her answer to this.
I
This is
think I
something
kind of know.
we've never talked about this, and I can't read her face. So, Tasha, you go ahead. For us, go ahead. What do you say?
Okay, so I would agree with Kenny in the sense familiar, like as far as like familia. So like for family, however close, whatever relationship that you had with them, I do think it does depends on if you stayed in touch, if were really that close, and things. The romantic aspect of it is a little different because I think depending on the closeness that you have, the connection that you had, and you're not going to have it with every person that you may have been with. It's not going to be the same. But I do think that there are certain people, or you might have that person to where it'd be a little bit easier to fall back into that groove. Of course, things have changed. Of
Right.
course, you both may have physically changed, as well, and you may be in different places. But if the connection was there, I do think it'd be a little bit easier to fall into. But I also wanted to say this to your previous question about the lighting, the liquor,
Right.
and the music.
Right.
I think also having the right mix of people, that's
Oh yeah, that
that's,
definitely.
that's
Yeah,
big,
that's true.
because
That's big. Yeah,
adding the wrong person
yeah.
could take away from everything else. So
Which hence I said the one knock was those two ghetto rat bitches. And if you watching my show, you came close to me actually hauling your ass up by the collar, you rat dirty bitches. But anyway,
Oh man.
figure out my draws.
Just gonna say, you know. But man, seriously, okay. I want to read a couple of comments here. Shorty was there, and that's what Shorty says. LOL. I can walk by like I never knew you.
Mm,
Stacy
mm.
says it's difficult because after 15
Mhm.
years, people have changed and lived life with different experiences. I absolutely agree. You know, Kia says depending on how it ended, which is again another true point. Miss Carolyn agrees with you, Sherry. She says she don't think you can. You can rekindle those. What's up, Craig? How
What
you
up,
doing?
Craig?
You know, good
What's
to
up,
see
brother?
you. You know, and then Miss Tori says she agree with you, Tasha. So all you guys make fantastic points, and that's why I wanted to really bring this subject up because you make all of the points. I agree with you 1,000%. And Tasha, I love the point that you made about depending on how strong the connection was, you know,
Mhm.
and because that's going to make a difference, you know. And I'm happy to say that, yeah, our bodies changed. You know, here we are 25 years later. I'm no longer the fit, trim guy I used to be. I couldn't do a push up to save my life. You know, a nigga got all kinds of medical issues and whatnot going on. But here was the beauty of it. But seeing family that I hadn't connected to, I'm gonna start there. What was beautiful about this event was we picked it up from here. That's what I want to bring up. There is nothing we can do about what happened in the past. And
Right.
that also is what made this event so much bigger than a birthday party. This was an opportunity to see. I saw, shout out to Trish. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. This is one of the most beautiful souls walking this planet who I haven't seen in so many years. And she asked about a friend of mine. She remembered us from when I was 17 years old and first met her. And to see her, and I held her so tight because to see her and just again, all these years that have gone by. And what was beautiful about this was, you know what we didn't do? We didn't go and back into the past. Well, what you been up to and what your family? It wasn't about that. It was about we lived in that moment. Oh my God, how are you doing? And to embrace each other. And you would have thought we've been talking all this time because we were talking about that night. How you doing right now? Good to see you and laugh. And it was just a magnificent thing to connect with family. And for us, Sherry can speak to this too. You know, sis, if you want to chime in, we part of our family is Jehovah's Witnesses, so they couldn't come to this event because they didn't celebrate. But you know, we've evolved to a place where there was no Bible thumping, there was no
Mhm.
preaching, there was no overhanded way to snap. It was beautiful to be able to get together, and it started from when we landed. You know, when we got there on Friday night, and the picture I posted of it was 25 family members sitting in a restaurant to be able to talk, laugh, and some of us were drinkers, some of us were smokers, some of us was whores. Yeah, so you had a nice eclectic mix in there. But the beauty of it was we accepted each other for what it was, and it was just magnificent. Now, on the romantic tip, yes, I to be able to connect with somebody that I shared such a past with, and to that spark for it to still be there was just absolutely beautiful. And
Oh,
oh my God, it was just
so is that what you're saying? That there may
I
be a rekindling of a love interest from the past?
abso-freaking-lutely,
Wow,
abso-freaking-lutely,
that's
abso-freaking-lutely,
awesome.
because to be able to catch up with each other's lives and you know to see that there's still some magic there. There's still some magic there. So, you know, and yes, so it's just a magnificent, beautiful thing, you know, to be able to reconnect with, you know, somebody I have a great deal of love for. First of all, the friendship is eternal. That's never going anywhere. But to see that there's still a spark, and yeah, I'm happy to say that I think there might even be some things on the horizon. It's going to be a great fall, winter, holiday season. Absolutely,
Well, it sound like
the love is absolutely real.
cuffing season is all right
Mm.
in the Lee Black household.
You know, well, I'll share this with you, my fellow Capricornian. Even if it's not cuffing season, this is where the goalpost has moved, because you get to a different place in your life where, you know what? I personally don't care what's going on. All I know is when I'm with that person, that's all I care about, is living in that moment.
Living in the moment. That's what's up,
Living in
brother.
that moment,
I feel you on that.
and
Okay.
so I can't control all the other stuff.
Right, right.
I got a lot of shit going on with me,
Mhm.
right back home pissing in a bucket. It is what it is.
What if I told you about saying that? What if I told you
A
about that?
nigga have to make frequent trips in the middle of the night, but
Stop telling people that.
Oh my gosh.
this is real talk. But but here's the beauty of it, that I can say that, and I truly feel like this person loved all of who I am, the good, the bad,
That's
the
awesome.
ugly, the age, the everything, and
Mhm.
that's a
That's
beautiful thing.
awesome. They get, hey, my saying, Black, they get you, right? They get you. That's all
Kenny,
we want. We want somebody to get us. That's
oh,
it.
this my brother says that all the time. He said, just want somebody that gets me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so that's a beautiful thing. And so when I started to where you can't go home, and I end up changing my thinking. Yes, you can.
Mm.
Mhm.
Now, home may have changed, and that's where you have to be willing to evolve with it and to open that door to accept not what was, not what you want to be, but what is. So I wanted to really be able to highlight that, because this was so much bigger, folks, than just a birthday party. And I'm gonna share a few more pictures with you, and I want you to even, hopefully, it was captured in these pictures where you could see the sheer joy on people's faces to be able to connect and rekindle those friendships. And again, to see some of these people who I haven't seen in years. So I'm gonna share my screen again so you can kind of see. And I want, as you watch this, if ever there was a grown folks event, this was it. This was it. This wasn't for there were young people there, and even the respect was there, that they kind of was on the side, and they got a chance to see how grown folks do it. And so I say to any of my young viewers out there watching, I should say, y'all do your thing. I ain't mad at you. We was young once before, but take heed, if you want to get to be 50, because not everybody's gonna make it. If you want to get to be 50, value things that are gonna last. Value things that are gonna last. Not everybody's your friend. Surround yourself with good people, like Tasha says. Tasha, what you said is probably the most important thing of all. To be honest with you, the music, the liquor, and all that could be there. But if the people ain't right, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. It's not gonna matter. Story says, was there anyone that you seen that you did not want to see? The answer was no. Outside of them two rat bitches, yeah, I can't say I didn't want to see them. I met them, and they were just way too ghetto, and they was the two type of bitches that showed up to eat and bogart and stuff, but we
Right.
kind of overlooked them. But we kind of absorbed they funky rat ass into the mix and just kind of let them be. But no, there was nobody here that I didn't want to see. Victoria, you also asked how was the food. Oh my God. Anybody who doesn't know me, I'm a food hoarder. You don't get to be this fat without hoarding food. So I brought shit. I brought shit home. It
Mhm.
was a catered event, and this is where they got the food right. This it wasn't a type of food thing where you had to go up there and somebody serves you. You ever been to those events where you got your plate there and they put two meatballs on there and
Right.
they
Oh
get a
yeah.
little scoop of this and a little scoop
Yeah.
of that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This
Yeah.
wasn't that. They ordered way more food. She purposely ordered way more food because the last thing they wanted was the food to run out. You literally could eat till you fucking popped if you wanted to. And they had some shit they had, meatball sausages, some kind of little deli sandwiches type shit, some shrimp, and they had all kinds of shit in there. And they even had some punch kind of drinks that I thought had alcohol in it, but I'm told it didn't. But you could eat and drink. Sherry, am I lying?
No, it was nice.
You
Oh,
could
okay.
go up there and you serve yourself. Now they laid it out for you, and the food was magnificent. But you could eat as much as you want. You could go up there as many times as you want. And I'm sitting right next to these two rat bitches, and trust me, they visited the food bar multiple times. So if them two pregnant bitches that was in there that was eating and drinking, they was feeding the two rats that was in their fucking bellies too.
Oh man, really, bro.
Terrible. Terrible.
I'm just saying, I halfway expected aliens for the rats to pop out of their fucking bellies, you two rat bitches. But anyway.
Boy,
awful.
I tell you.
Miss Carolyn, yes, it's always one who has to show out. She brought her ratchet friend to show out at that party. She absolutely did. Miss Carolyn, I hate rats. I hate rats. Just so you know. Anyway, let me share with you some more scenes so you can kind of see a little bit more of it. Oh my God! But it didn't mar the event. I'll say that it did not mar that event in any kind of way. We just had a magnificent time.
Yeah, that's good. As long as you had a good time.
And so again, I wanted to let you guys see a few more highlights, just to see grown men dressed. There was never an issue, folks, where somebody stepped on my shoes. There was no mean mugging. There was no pushing. None of that was just there.
Mm-hmm.
None of it was there. All these guys you see here, these are all black firefighters.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's dope.
This is the black firefighters. They belong to the Black Firefighters Association. But all these guys standing there, these are firefighters.
That's dope.
So that's their own little family group picture, which was so freaking cool to see.
You might have a man come back over. I got a question. Y'all know that's the old people. You might have a man come back over. I got a
yes, sir. Oh, internet don't start doing funny on me, because I wanted you guys to see some of the live action. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna pop back out. Hold on, and start this mother again. Hopefully. Beautiful women there. Beautiful women. And again, all shapes, sizes, and we come in all shapes, sizes, folks. Just the beauty of it. Oh, it was you see those two rat bitches out there on the floor? That's my baby girl, Trish. Folks, I was literally out there dancing when I did about 3 songs, and then I was fucking rolled out. They got all out of me, all they could get out of me. I did dance to a couple of ratchet numbers out there.
That was a rap for you, huh?
LPs, the greatest party in the world, 1906, 858. I really can't. I promise you, I just cannot express words how much I appreciate you. And my lovely wife. I love that girl more than I love myself. That's my baby.
Bravo, young man. Bravo, young man.
I want to give a shout out to my children, my girls, my boys.
That's gay on
Justin, James, all my babies in here. So I just want to thank everybody who came out tonight to support this. It's about love. It's about going back. I can't deal with this sexy red. That shit. I'm 19 tonight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping the DJ will come up with everybody. Well, thank you.
Sierra, can you say I love you, Bobby?
I love you.
Beautiful, beautiful. I tell you, he was lit.
I bet. I
He
bet he
was.
was.
He could not drive home. He was fucking lit, folks.
As he should have been on his
He
born
should
day.
be. He
Hey,
was feeling himself this night, folks. In
hey,
case
he
you
should have
don't
got him
know,
some. Hopefully, he got him some good loving that night too.
I'll share with you guys something in a second about that. But he was feeling himself this night. But he was
Uh,
overwhelmed. He was absolutely overwhelmed at the support because he didn't think it would turn into this.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did his wife keep it? She told him what it was going to be, but she didn't tell him like the
Nobody knew
magnitude.
it was going to. No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody
So
knew it was going to turn into this.
he was surprised when he saw the. Okay, gotcha.
He came to my room that next morning at 7:30 in the morning. He was overwhelmed with emotion because of just he didn't expect that type of show out. His own parents asked, well, why is everybody coming to this? It was like the perfect time. Just everything came together perfectly. What you're looking at now is the next day, we had a major family cookout.
Oh, okay.
At his parents'
That's
parents'
dope
house.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we was at my sister and brother-in-law's house. We had a major barbecue, and the food, the liquor, just was
So
again.
it was a whole weekend.
It was a from the
weekend.
time we got there that Friday, we barely slept. They had more food. They were giving away whole packs of ribs and brisket. They had spent that kind of money on the food and the liquor. And again, self-serve. If you look over on the left, they had every kind of liquor you can think of. Pour your own poison. Nobody watching what you eat, what you drink. It was
now
magnificent.
when was his actual born day? When was his actual born day?
His actual born day it was the day of the party.
It was
that
the day of the
Saturday, the day of
Okay.
October 14th, was his actual birthday.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, yes, from the time we got there that Friday, we had the family dinner, 25 people. We left there and we partied at his home, my boy's home, till 4:00 that morning. And the hospitality that was shown, it taught me something. I live alone and I lead a very selfish lifestyle, as in case people don't know. And it's hard sometimes when you're accustomed to being by yourself and everything in here is mine, and you like things just so. I learned some things from watching this weekend of watching my boy open his home, and he has a beautiful home. And watching my sister and brother-in-law open their home. And when I tell you the amount of people that showed up even Friday at his house, there was a party at his house after the dinner. We're talking 30 people walking in and out. And again, there was a group of probably 8 to 10 that was just smokers, that would go out on the patio, as Yana can attest to. And my New York family from New York, Sherry and her crew, I don't know how they did it. They smuggled weed from New York.
Now, why would you go and say that?
Yes, I'm snitching. Fuck it.
You're just telling all
they did it. Shout out to these people, because for the weed smokers, they were in for a treat. I'm talking about, and again, the hospitality that they showed in their home, and he made daiquiri and drinks nonstop. High-end Hennessy daiquiris. And again, free bar. They had food. This was after we had eaten Friday night. They had food. He had food at his home after we had eaten. Chicken wings and this kind of shit. And Yana can tell you, they was fucked up. High as hell is not doing it justice, because the smokers, they smoke blunt. I'm talking to that one sitting right down there at the bottom. They smoke blunt.
After blunt.
I don't even know how they deal with the shit, but they were feeling no pain, and we stayed there to fucking 4:00 in the morning, and they were right back up. So you asked, did my boy get some good loving? He had no time. Him and his wife, they rose up, Sherry, am I lying, every single day, picking people up, taking people, because some of the people were staying in Pine Bluff and he lived in Little Rock. And he had people coming in from out of town. So they were running nonstop. And Sherry, am I lying?
No,
They
I
were
ain't in
cabs
truth.
and taking people to and from here and there. And I had nephews that were when I tell you visitors, there was no need for lifts. Sherry can vouch for this. Nobody had to call any lifts or Uber. None of that was necessary. You didn't have to spend money on food or liquor. None. Sherry, am I lying?
Mm-mm.
None of that
Nope.
was necessary.
Wow, that's how you do it. I mean, that's how
They
you
taught me
do
some
it.
shit, Brother Kenny, that it made me open up a little bit more. And the end result of it is I have welcomed family and new friends and old that as long as I got a roof over my head in Atlanta, if you let me know, now don't pop up on me. Don't do that. But if you let me know, I will do my best to be hospitable as much as I can and to try to be not as selfish, you know.
I was going to ask you that. This sounds like to me because I've listened to you about kind of family. You cool with not being in the same city with family, but having this weekend together, has it changed the way that you
Absolutely.
look at the family dynamic and the family, especially I mean,
Absolutely.
in particular your family connection, and you really want to be more connected? Has that
Absolutely.
okay?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's
My baby
good.
right now, talked to her this morning. So, you know, you're supposed to bring your ass on up here. We got unfinished business, but that's a whole nother story. But okay. Anyway, it has absolutely changed
Wait a
my
minute. Whoa, you didn't. Whoa, you got to give me a
In his
transition.
face.
I missed the transition. Where did? Okay,
baby.
okay, okay. All right. You ain't got to say no more. I get it now. Okay.
Yes. But to answer your question, Brother Kenny, it has completely changed because Sherry can attest to this. All of the years that I've been going home to visit New York, I hate going to New York.
Mm,
I hate going to New York. I'm not that fond of the city. And one of the things, of course, as long as Eloise Young is living, I'm going to go to see my mom. But even the years that I've gone, it hadn't been the best visits. And that's because family really didn't know me and I didn't really know them. And they didn't really know how to take me. What this event did, you got to understand, at one point, I had my sister Sherry, my sister Sandra, um, my sister Lynn, my aunt Maddie Bell. There was so much family together, and we haven't always been the closest we should. There's a lot of dark
yeah.
secrets in our
I
family.
man, I already know.
You know, the little cliques and the
Right.
cousins, this side don't deal with that side.
Right.
I truly believe what was unlocked this weekend, all that went away.
It's some therapy. It's some
All
therapy,
that went
man. Went
away.
down. Some therapy
They,
went
I
down this
have,
weekend.
you know what my greatest
You don't
hope
even
was for this
realize it.
event? I wanted cousins and family to connect who had never connected before. And guess what happened behind this? We now have cousins and nephews and family who thought Arkansas was this country bumpkin place and would never go. They're
Mm-hmm.
coming back. They want to come back. I
Mm-hmm.
have cousins now that want to come down south, and I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you, when I go home again, it's a completely different vibe because we got to see each other now in a different element.
Right.
My aunt, who her and her own mother, a lot of wasted years and animosity between them, to be able to travel with her and talk with her, it's a beautiful thing to be able to now to see each other again. We can't do nothing about the past,
Right.
but to see each other as we are now with all our faults and whatnot. Brother Kenny, I promise you with every fiber of my being, it really has. If P. Diddy is on a love tour, I'm right there with him. I just don't have time for negativity and bullshit. You know, we're not getting younger, we're getting older. Let me tell you my one regret as we get ready to end. I don't want to go over too long. Do you know what my one big regret for this whole thing was? My my best friend should have been there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Tasha, you should have been
Best friend should
there.
have been there.
Let me ask you this, because how far is Memphis and Little Rock is like what,
Two
6
and a half
hours?
hours.
Oh,
Two and a
two and a
Yes,
half
half.
hours.
2.5
Okay, I
or
didn't think
three
it was
hours.
that far. I didn't think it was
You
that far.
know,
Okay.
I won't go into the reasons deeply,
I
but
understand.
Mhm.
Hey,
literally my
yeah.
one regret
Right.
is
Okay.
that my best friend should have
Mhm.
been there. And
Yeah.
then if I have another one, I'm gonna say this while I got you on here, fam. You know, I don't know if you would have come. I owe a public apology to my TFG family. I should have invited you guys.
Oh, it's
I
all
did
nah,
not
bro. You
know it
good.
was going to turn into what it turned into, but you have a pledge and a promise. There won't be another event where you guys won't get an invite because I consider y'all family, and I really wish they would have come as well. So that's what I take away from this is just I'm riding this high, you know. So I wanted to come out. We're gonna end because I want everybody to be able to go off until this Saturday and enjoy the rest of their time. And it's still early, and the weather is magnificent and beautiful, you know. But I wanted to do this show just to kind of let you guys know where I'm at on this high, and I'm riding it in a week later, and I'm still on a high. You know, I'm playing my music, I'm having my drink, I'm looking forward to my baby girl coming to visit, you know. So Miss Yana, you know, let's make that happen, sweetheart. Tasha,
Mhm.
I have not been to Memphis. I'm coming home. I'm
I
coming
know.
home.
Man,
She is she
I
is
would love to meet up in man. I would
Kenny,
love to meet up in Memphis. Memphis
Kenny,
only
Kenny,
7 hours from where
Kenny,
I'm
we
at.
have to so again, your earpiece wasn't on. We're not getting younger.
Right.
There's a lot happening in the world. Not
Yeah, I
all
can
of it
tell you
good.
that. I got some. Well, I'm not gonna
I
dampen the
my
show, but I
brother,
got some news a couple of days ago. But go ahead. I
no,
get
my brother. And with that said, so I tell my sister Sherry this every day. Because of even that, not even knowing what's going on, we have to find our little slices of happiness because we don't people don't last forever.
you.
So again, I've been living here in Atlanta for going on 8 years. My best friend and I, we don't see each other enough, and I'm gonna remedy that.
That's
I'm
what's
gonna
up.
remedy
That's
that.
awesome.
I got a working car. I make decent money. Why the fuck are we not seeing each other more? So, McMac,
That's awesome.
get my space ready, sweetheart. I'm so serious. It's nothing stopping me from look. We're gonna see each other more. And again, even going home to New York, it's a different vibe now. It's just a different vibe. So yeah.
Tasha, I'll be knocking at your door too. I'm coming.
I know
Okay,
that's
come
right.
on. That's fine. Come on.
Yeah.
I can look. I cleared the couch off. It's done now.
That
Come on.
hey, there you go. There you go.
Go old school, man. Make a pallet on the floor.
Brother Kenny, you know,
Yeah,
my brother,
yeah, man.
Atlanta, my brother.
Yeah,
Me
I
and you
know,
need to
brother.
talk
Yeah,
for me to love you like I do and us to have not physically met. You
right.
gotta remedy that.
Yeah,
You gotta
no
remedy
doubt.
that.
I'm with you on that,
So
brother.
you gotta remedy
Yeah.
that. So look, I'm riding this high on folks. I hope that and Giannis right. It's love. The love is real. So
Mhm.
Mm.
if P Diddy called himself brother love, if he on the love too, I'm on one too.
I
You
know
know,
that's
folks.
right. I
I'm
feel
on one
you.
too.
All right.
I got nothing but good vibes. I'm in a beautiful place. And as I started the show, we heading into my favorite time of year. The temp is dropping. We getting ready to have daylight saving times. Holiday season, although I don't celebrate, it's just a good feel for it. So everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I wanted to just share this vibe with you guys on Wednesday. We'll get back to talking about some other real shit as we do, but enjoy the rest of the weekend. It's yours. Like they said, you know, Achilles said, it's yours. Go out and take it. Go out and take it. It belongs to you. I got something to warm you up, baby. I got something to warm you up. You
Tell
know,
Yana she met me
I,
now, so she know I'm only a bitch sometime.
baby, I might be pissing in the bucket, but it still work. I got to tell you now.
Oh
Everything
my
still works.
God.
Miss Carolyn said, you make me think of rekindling some, not all relationships. Please
Hey,
do.
and you know what?
Please do.
I'm glad Carol said that because I think this show was so organic. It's funny that you
Mhm.
brought this up when you thinking about some things from relationships from the past, and you're like, why are we not really talking? and you think about it, it's like over some stuff that's
It's not
doesn't even
important.
matter.
It's not
Doesn't even
important.
matter anymore.
Not
You
important.
know, again, I'm just gonna real talk. I got some news about my pops, man. That's not good, and
Sorry to hear, my brother.
so
That's
that's
Prayers, prayers.
I've been dealing with that for the last 48 hours.
Wow.
So definitely this show I was like, wow, how organic, you know. And I'm just sitting here in my mind just trying to figure this thing out called life. So
Well, my brother, you already know I'm just a phone call away.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
contrary to what people might think, I actually know how to shut the fuck up and just listen too.
Yeah.
So, my brother,
Sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
sometimes
I'm
You and I done talked for about 2 hours one time after the show. So we talked. So
absolutely, absolutely. So that's why I say, my brother, I'm here for whatever you need. Just so you know,
gotcha.
Yana says sending prayers. Stacy
I
say praying
appreciate
for you.
that.
You and your family will certainly be in my prayers tonight, no doubt about it. No doubt
definitely.
about it.
Yeah.
Victoria, she says, happy, you had a great time. I made it back safe. Absolutely. And yes, I will see everybody on Wednesday. So, Brother Kenny, call me if you need me. Call me if you don't need me. If you don't call me, I'm going to call you anyway. I'll be checking on you anyway. So,
I feel
you
you,
already
bro.
know.
I
So,
already
but
know. All
as
right.
much as you can, my brother, keep your head up, keep your spirits up,
Yeah.
and enjoy what's left of the weekend.
Already.
McMac, love you. Sis,
Love you
love
too.
her. So everybody enjoy what's left of the evening. Keep it real. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. And be better to
Already.
yourself. Peace
Yes,
out.
sir.